They all did that individually. They came together collectively and said no more. And it's mindset and a belief in each other. And they were really intentional about building back up trust with each other on the court.
You spent on the NBA coverage once. Where have you seen the game of basketball, whether it's something on the court, something off the court with the players, gaming, general?
Yeah, I would just say overall skill set, the fluidity of the game, the skill set. Just in the W, people were not playing how these women play back when I was playing. It was a few, but this league as a whole has a very high skill set. It's hard to go full speed and put spin on the ball and have it kiss perfectly off the glass. That's a very detailed, tough shot. People doing a lot of step back threes, like it's just a lot of things that take a lot of work. Runners, floaters. You're seeing more and more women come with those skill sets, and just overall finishing at the rim. Finishing should be a part of every player's routine, big, small. Learning how to finish around the rim and be effective around the rim. And then obviously the game is faster. So I think it's just a funner way to play. I wish my coach would have said, hey, go shoot 15 threes if you can. But if Jewel can get up 15 threes, I'm good with it. Let it fly. So it's just played differently. But I do think the skill set, the moves that they're making is really elite. It's really fun to watch. Hi.
Thanks. 1.5. Are they still doing the scouting points for other games that are still happening?
Yeah, they have their own little secret meeting that they kick us out of for 15 minutes. And they've already gone over things and looked at things. Then I come through, I read through it. I tell them if I like it. I tell them where I don't like it. Or maybe I present a side of did you think about when this happens? And let them kind of sort through that and figure out how they want to defend things. But the ownership on the defensive end has gone up tremendously.
And for you, we don't just have to anytime when we adjust for this, we just better figure out what's being offered.
Yeah, that's the thing with chemistry is it just takes time. You got to see people in different situations to understand and know them better. You have to observe them, in high pressure situations, low pressure situations. So, how I like the scouting reports done. What are some specific markers that I like to look at? So they learned that. And if they didn't know, CT was telling them. So she's been a real rock for me this year. But yeah, everybody's kind of in the right groove, us as a staff and the players, and there's some chemistry growing there. So, and again, that takes time.
Those player scouting reports, who's sort of the leader that?
I'm gonna give you two guesses. Actually, one. You should be able to get it. She would be your number 2 guess probably, but Asia.
Yeah.
Aisha comes in with a laptop.
And then last time we were here, this was second game, which was still very new. Now this is kind of a part of the dynamic of your team. How does she sort of embrace that role, and what does she give you in that role?
Well, anytime you have to walk over a player coming in off the bench, you have a special player. You have to pay attention to her. You can't just act like Jewel Lloyd didn't just check into the game. So when you're defensively going over the other team's things, I mean, she's somebody you got to talk about. And I think anytime you have those kinds of players, everybody in this league, it's enough. Most of the time you're guarding enough with that first group, like their actions and things that they like. And then when you get that wave of that second group, I think we can change gears with Dana at the point, with Jewel coming off and shooting. I mean, so it kind of just gives us different layers of our offense. But Jewel's been really great in that role. I wish I would have done it a little sooner because I think she would have got 6th player of the year, but we didn't make that move soon enough for her to be eligible for that award. But it is what it is, but she's been great for us.
Becky, in talking to Asia, focus on this game, finish positive, and no other distractions. But I'm watching the team wearing MVP t-shirts and there can be some distractions. I mean,
Sure.
your space sent out to people. I'm curious how much do you talk with them? Do they talk with you? Or do you have to worry about them balancing their focus on those sorts of things?
It's weird. This is a pretty tight group. Me included in that, in their group, which makes me feel very special that, you know, they would invite me to their parties and whatnot. But I don't go, but but the thought is there. The thought is there. No. It's a team we can hang out and have a lot of fun with off the court. I think that chemistry is important there. And what I've learned with this group, honestly, from day one, I mean, we're missing some pieces, obviously, that we had in those first two championships. But what I have learned is that they are best when they are just authentically themselves. And going back to the beginning of this year when we had our struggles, I thought it was out of character. Some people playing out of character. And when you're not playing in character, you're not playing to who you are, it's bad results. And I think right now you're seeing just everybody kind of settle into who they are. I don't think Chelsea Gray was playing like Chelsea Gray at the beginning, and you could go down the list, but she's fully Chelsea Gray. Like she's been unbelievable in this stretch. Jackie's been unbelievable in this stretch. Jules had big moments, Dana. So, I mean, it's really turned into a team effect. And they can get a little silly here. Now I have to say, pay attention, lock in every now and then. But bottom line is I trust them to show up when those lights go on for real, because they do like to have a good time with each other.
Last couple, please.
Coach, you coached this team for quite a long time here. One of the titles right now, historic run in Boston to the playoffs. So how does this team compare to those title champions?
I don't think, every team was different. 22 was different than 23. What bonded that 23 team was different than what bonded the 22 team. What bonded this 25 team is different than any of those years. The 25 team, I joke around, but I'm like, we set records, good ones, bad ones. Like, this is a record-setting team, no doubt. But we want to be on the good side of those records. And I think one thing that this team has had to build is resiliency and trust with each other. That doesn't just happen when everything's going good and everything's going great. In 23 on the court, man, things were pretty easy. The league has changed in 2 years. People have caught up. The overall play is better. The league is better. And we lost a lot of structural pieces. So again, that takes time. If somebody just walked in and said, trust me, you'd be like, okay, like, or not, you have to earn the trust. You have to put in the time, and it just took time, and it's really hard to build that while you're losing. And I think the character of our leadership in that locker room is really what held it together. I remember telling them a lot of times, multiple times, you can ask them, we are so close. We are so close to turning this corner. And let me tell you, when we turn it, we're going to be scary. I said that at least 100 times to them because we were close. And there were moments where I thought we lost games we shouldn't have lost. Obviously, we got punched in the nose a couple games. So it took a beating, and I don't know, but that kind of rising up from the dust, like being in those low times with each other, built something with this group. And I'll just say, like, a lot of times, the depth of your lows will also be equivalent to the heights of your highs. So sky's the limit with this team, and when they show up to play, they're a problem.
Finish with CP and then Nikai's on Zoom.
One more day to think about actually, and read an article that started with the statistics of Asia Wilson, but it kind of had the gist of but.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, that's my question of when you have the stats of Asia,
Is there any more conversation?
The numbers are the numbers. Like 2 + 2 is 4. Anywhere you go in the world, 2 + 2 is 4. And 3 + 1 is 4. Like you can't, however you want to frame the question or the math, you still get the same answer. And not only that, I think defensively, let's just talk about defense for a second. What are y'all looking at? Seriously, explain it to me. If you haven't watched our games and watched pretty much all of them, Asia Wilson is the most exciting defensive player in the world. Defensive. So that should already just tell you what she gets on the MVP, because that should come into consideration, the defense, right? However, she's the only player in the league that can guard Brittany Griner and any point guard in the league. She's the only one. Some of those other defenders that are pretty long and versatile, that's good. They can guard 2 through 4, sometimes a 1 through 4. Never, not one of them can do a 5 through 1. Asia Wilson's the only one that can do it on a consistent basis. Now, you might sneak back by her. That's the game of basketball, here and there. Every game, she will make a play tonight that you're like, oh, damn. Like, that's different. And it feels different. She's the only player that defensively consistently makes plays that are equivalent to a dunk in the men's game. They're that demonstrative. They're that physically dominant. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, she's 6'4", half lion, half gazelle. Like, she can go through you, tear you apart, or she can just dance around you, whatever she feels like doing that day. And she is elite that way. I've never seen and I could put some guys in those categories too with the men. Her hands and feet are phenomenal. What she catches, how she moves, her timing on blocks. There's times I pause the video because I can't believe what I'm seeing. The player's up 1.5 feet in the air and Asia hasn't left the ground yet. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And anytime you have to say, but the numbers aren't exactly there. What are we talking about then? Give it to who the numbers are there. Why? This ain't the YMCA. There's no not everybody doesn't get a trophy. You don't get a trophy. This is professional sports. It should be handled by like such. And you lose credibility when you don't give it to the people that deserve it. You lose credibility. That's another reason why they should make this stuff public.
All right, last question.
I think we're the only league that doesn't have it public, which I think that should say change, because put your name on it. And those that do, I respect.
Nikias, last question, please.
Hi, Coach. I hope this hasn't been asked already yet, but on Kirsten Bell, see she's listed out again tonight. Are you concerned at all that that's a long-term injury? Is she going to be okay for the playoff Sunday?
I anticipate her to be ready. She's feeling much better. We're just being cautious with her at this point. So that's why she's being held out. If this was game 5 of the playoffs or something, I'm sure she'd probably be playing, but we're just going to go the safe route and make sure everybody's healthy going into Sunday.
Got you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Coach. Thank you, everyone.